The Nigerian Youth Union's government has urged President Bola Tinubu to further strengthen the national security architecture by appointing a national security advisor with a solid military or intelligence background. According to the union, the role should ideally be occupied by a seasoned professional from the Defense Intelligence Agency (NDI), the National Intelligence Agency (NIA), or the Department of State Services (DSS), given widespread concerns that the current arrangement does not align with the operational needs of the country's security system. The convener of the union, Ambassador Gostam Samuel, while speaking to journalists, urged that Nigeria is blessed with renowned intelligence experts, combat veterans, and strategic military minds capable of reshaping national security for the better if given the opportunity.
We want to thank Mr. President and also urge him to further look inwards and replace the National Security Advisor with someone who has military and intelligence background, preferably from the DIA, NIA, or DSS, as there is this underground notion in the security system of our dear country that does not conform with the security architecture and beliefs of the generality of Nigerian people, that having a retired police officer as a national security advisor, where we have renowned intelligence, military, and combat veterans who can change the narrative for the betterment of our security architecture in Nigeria, if given the opportunity. As stakeholders in nation building, we wish to advise Mr. President to investigate further the animosity within the Nigerian police force. If the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, needs to be changed, or if it needs to give way for a more vibrant persons to come on board and exercise their own fresh ideas for progressive change, let Mr. President look into it and give some other persons the chance to bring on board fresh idea. We cannot continue repeating old ideas to solving our problems in this country and expect a change of results. Until we have a change of idea, change of results can only be achieved. State governors should be held accountable for persistent insecurity activities in their various states. In fact, Mr. President should not hesitate to declare state of emergency in any state where insecurity persists. To our dear President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it is time to appoint a functional senior special assistant to the President on youth and talent development to aid you maximally in the area of youth purpose fulfillment and development.
While making the call, the Nigerian Youth Union governance also commended the appointment of retired General Christopher Musa as Minister of Defense. The convener of the union, Samuel, said the president's decision reflects responsiveness to citizens' concerns amid rising security threats, which include recent kidnapping incidents in some parts of the country. Samuel described General Musa as a dogged and seasoned officer whose experience within the armed forces has contributed notable security gains in recent years. He expressed confidence that the new minister will strengthen ongoing operations against insurgency, terrorism, and banditry. The union further applauded the retention of former Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawalle as Minister of State for Defense, noting that his courage and loyalty to the administration's security mandate would support the broader reforms needed in the sector.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for hearkening to the voice of reason, for listening to us Nigerians and Nigerian youth in particular on the issue of appointing someone who has military background to man the affairs of the Nigerian Defense Ministry. And today, to the glory of God Almighty, Mr. President, being a listening father, appointed a very dogged and seasoned military veteran, CG Musa, into that office as Honorable Minister for Defense. Again, in the same vein, we want to salute Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for retaining the Honorable Minister of State Defense, Bello Matawalle, and also giving deaf ears to litany of campaigns of calumny against him by opposition actors. who are frightened by his unwavering bravery and his undying resolve to stand by Mr. President's mandate against all odds. Handling the office of the Minister of Defense. Matawale is the Minister of State Defense. You know, Nigeria is running a democratic system of government. If we have a military man retired as Minister of Defense, it's also important to retain. Mr. President is very, very wise. Retaining Matawale, who is a civilian, a former governor, a former lawmaker, as Minister of State Defense, I think Mr. President has done very well, because Matawale, as governor, when he was governor in Zamfara State, go and check the records. Under Matawale, there was no record of banditry in towns and villages. He used his wisdom to, push them out of the circulation of the people of the state. There was no killing in Zamfara. There was no kidnapping in Zamfara throughout his 4 years in office. That was why when there was this kidnapping in Kebbi, Mr. President, in his own wisdom, sent Matawale, who has experience, kinetic experience on how to, get around these issues of kidnapping and banditry, to go and rescue these girls. And within 4 days, Matawale came back with results. So I think Matawale's retention in the Ministry of Defense as State Minister there is a very wonderful one, and we thank Mr. President immensely for that wonderful retention.